Hello there everyone and welcome to TVS Nightline as we dive into what's going on in Sarawak, its regions and the world. Here with me, Cheryl Shamina, and as always, on to the headlines. Now, good news for rural communities, as Sarawak will get better and faster internet coverage this year. These are the words of Chief Minister Dato' Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Opang. According to Abang Johari, the government has new moves up its sleeve to provide this high-speed internet coverage. He said the good news will be announced at a later date. Meanwhile, the government has called upon relevant authorities to ensure that high-speed internet coverage is extended to rural areas. Now, the role of the internet is crucial in education as it provides gateways to a wealth of information, knowledge, and educational resources that will be beneficial in rural schools as well as the communities. Chief Minister, in a special interview with the local press, stated that the new method will provide access in rural areas and be provided with networks and broadband. He believes that this initiative will be a stepping stone and expanded this year. Previously, Abang Johari alluded to initiatives regarding the state government plan to improve high-speed internet coverage in rural areas to be announced in February. He added it is a new formula and a new method by the state government to upgrade the digital economy. Meanwhile, in the same interview, Abang Johari said 4 years from now will be the time for the state government to execute and implement development plans that have been in the plan since 2017 until 2020. Now, according to him, this includes developing infrastructure such as roads, electricity and water supply, among others. Full electricity supply to longhouses and remote areas is expected to be implemented 2 years ahead of schedule compared to the original target of 2025. Access to modern technology through the Sarawak Alternative Rural Electrification Scheme also contributes highly to development. Among others, water supply is expected to be fully provided throughout the state by 2023 or 2024. Providing basic necessities for rural communities to be involved in various sectors will play a vital role in revitalizing the state's economy. From the perspective of manpower and talent development, he said the state government provides opportunities in developing human capital in line with the government's aspiration to turn Sarawak into a developed state by the year 2030. When asked if Sarawak is able to realize its plans and visions earlier, Abang Johari said he is confident that it could be done, albeit with proper execution and systematic planning. He said the resources and talents that Sarawak possesses could open up opportunities to attract foreign investors that could churn out products suitable for the local market. Confident in his long-term plans, Sarawak will be able to become a prime destination for foreign investors, thus contributing to the nation's economy. Right. Now, the absence of a concrete bridge not only complicates the connectivity of the residents of Kampung Senggalau, Sri Aman. The village residents have also had a hard time in generating income for their families, as the lack of a bridge makes it hard for them to market their crops. However, the plight has come to an end once a concrete bridge was built in 2019.
Without a bridge, most villagers commute by boat crossing the Undop River to their respective farms. Sometimes, a lot of farm produce are not able to be sold due to difficulties in transporting them. Ampaga Bailey, one of the locals, said that with the bridge, the daily lives of the residents there have been improved significantly.
Karena dari dulunya kami melintas sungai Batang Undop ini melalui jejantas betong pada mulanya. So kami berjalan kaki dan kedua ditambah baik dengan kayu belian. Jadi semua penduduk dapat melalui jambatan itu dengan motosikal lah.
He added that besides the concrete bridge, the construction of a gravel road has allowed the villagers to transport their farm produce in large quantities.
Jadi kami terima kasih kemudahan itu menyenangkan kami untuk mengambil hasil ke pasar, untuk menjual mana-mana tempat lah. Dan itulah satu penggunaan.
Village Chief Bailey Gamang expressed his gratitude for the bridge provided by the state government.
Kami dulu rubah aku jadi tuan masyarakat, menjadi pengulu, nolong buat berdau pikir jalan nonton ke rumah panjai.
Meanwhile, Semanggang Assemblyman Datuk Francis Harden Hollis said with the bridge and road facilities, the process of conservation agriculture can be carried out.
Rehabilitation program sebab takut orang abandon the project. The government spend money already. So I asked Jabatan Pertanian to rehab because this will meningkatkan hasil dari petani ladang situ, part of their income.
On to the next update. As many as 1,110 households in the state constituency of Opah who applied for water tanks were recently approved by the Gabungan Party Sarawak for the first stage. Now, the symbolic handover ceremony of the water tanks was officiated by Semanggang Assemblyman Datuk Francis Harden Hollis on Saturday.
Datuk Francis, who is also the Sarawak Assistant Minister of Community Wellbeing, disclosed that 56 applicants received the water tanks in stages through their respective village heads. Meanwhile, the rest will be delivered to each head of the household by the contractors once their applications were approved. He reminded any household head who have applied but yet to receive the tank must inform their respective village heads, who will collaborate with SUPP Opar Branch Community Centre and to check as to why they have not received the item.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development, or KWKPK, will carry out further discussions to determine the salary for sign language interpreters. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said it is important to show appreciation for their services.
Kadar, dan ini juga kita akan bincang lanjut pihak kami di kementerian, iaitu tentang bayaran yang harus dibayar apabila sama ada persatuan atau pihak tertentu yang memerlukan perkhidmatan mereka.
She added that the matter will be proposed to the Sarawak State Secretary so that the public could be exposed to such services.
Dan kemudian dari segi formalitinya nanti kita akan bincang dengan setiausaha kerajaan negeri supaya apa yang telah diputuskan dan dipersetujui dapat diketahui oleh orang awam. Dan dengan itu bayaran yang sewajarnya bolehlah mereka nikmati.
She further said the matter is also supported by Chief Minister Datuk Panting Abang Johari Tun Openg. The move is deemed reasonable because of the professionalism shown by the sign language interpreters. Thus, they should be paid at an appropriate rate for their services.
Now, the Ministry of Health has recommended to the National Security Council to tighten controls on inter-district and interstate travel if COVID-19 cases in the country continue to rise.
According to Health Minister Datuk Sri Adam Baba, the step will be necessary after an increase in COVID-19 cases lately, believed to have arisen after allowing inter-district and interstate travel last December. Apart from this, he said the rise in cases was also due to active measures to implement screening of all foreign workers in the manufacturing and construction sectors from January. Since January 1st, the government has made it mandatory for employers in these sectors to have their foreign workers screened. He noted when more tests are done, more positive cases will be found. However, they did not expect a drastic and sudden increase of cases. The reason found this was due to elements of non-compliance with standard operating procedures that were outlined when all economic sectors were reopened.
Now, Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad is offering a moratorium payment period, or MPP, of up to 6 months. It is offered for all its financing facilities to individuals and businesses starting January 9 until February 28, 2021.
Its Chief Executive Officer, Khairul Kamarudin, said the bank is offering assistance by way of moratorium of up to 6 months to customers based on the merit of the case. Customers who wish to apply for assistance must furnish the relevant documentary evidence such as photos and verification from the local authorities. Furthermore, Khairul said customers who are on board any payment assistance program currently identified as Targeted Payments Assistance or Enhanced Targeted Payment Assistance are eligible to apply, and the MPP will supersede the existing program.
Now, moving on to COVID-19 news, as Sarawak reported a record-breaking 55 new cases on Saturday. This is the highest number the state has recorded since the start of the pandemic, with the previous high recorded on April 1st, 2020, with a total of 32 cases.
According to Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, 37 cases were recorded in Cebu, 15 in Kuching, 2 in Miri and 1 in Bintulu, bringing the total cumulative number of cases in the state to 1,251. The State Health Department announced a new cluster dubbed as the Pasai Siong cluster in Cebu, so far comprising Cebu District and Mukah District. The index case of this cluster is case 1,175, which was found positive on January 7, 2021 through the individual screening after the person returned from West Malaysia. As of 12 in the afternoon of January 8, 2021, a total of 73 individuals in the Pasai Siong area have been screened. In total, 38 were found positive and 8 negative, while 27 individuals are still awaiting test results.
Now, following the detection of 37 COVID-19 positive cases in Pasai Siong, Cebu, 8 longhouses have been put under lockdown for 14 days starting 11:30 p.m. on Friday. Now, the 8 longhouses are Jelian Nayo, Ringgit Unchu Langi Ambao, Pom Maja Nyangai Alo, Jiram Ampin, Kelly Chundao, and Nyambong Ajon.
According to Cebu Disaster Management Committee Chairman Charles Xiao, this was the result of the detection of case 1,175, the screening of a woman who returned from Johor to her longhouse Rumah Langi Abau Douglas on December 29. On January 7, the Health Ministry screened 74 residents of Rumah Langi, and the results on January 8 came back with 37 positive cases. Food and health facilities will be provided to affected residents of the longhouses. He also reminded those who attended the funeral ceremony at Rumah Langi, Pasai Siong, from December 29 to December 31st to undergo examination and screening at Lanang Health Clinic or Cebu Jaya Health Clinic.
Meanwhile, any approval to organize any event or public gathering by the committee has been revoked immediately. Now, this revocation would affect any large social gatherings and certain kinds of events, including religious ceremonies.
Following this, the management of Cebu Catholic Church cancelled the Sunday prayer ceremony beginning January 10. Roman Catholic Bishop Diocese of Cebu, Joseph He, said in a statement all activities in the Sacred Heart Cathedral will be postponed for 3 days until January 12. Joseph said it is part of the church preventive measures after 37 new COVID-19 positive cases were detected in Cebu. He explained that no prayers will be held this weekend and any further action will be taken in accordance with the current situation.
And now on to the global COVID-19 situation. As confirmed, COVID-19 cases have topped over 88.5 million worldwide. Now, according to the latest data from Johns Hopkins University, the United States remained the worst hit country with over 21.77 million cases.
This is followed by India with 10.41 million cases and Brazil with 7.96 million cases. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom, France, Turkey, Italy, and Spain have recorded over 2 million cases. Germany, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Iran, South Africa, and Ukraine recorded over 1 million positive cases. Meanwhile, Malaysia and other countries recorded between 100,000 to 500,000 positive cases. The global death toll due to the pandemic has surpassed surpassed 1.9 million deaths. The United States remained the country that recorded the highest death toll due to COVID-19 at 367,000 deaths, while Brazil, India, and Mexico each recorded over 100,000 deaths. United Kingdom, Italy, France, Russia, Iran, and Spain recorded more than 50,000 deaths each. Meanwhile, most other countries have recorded around 20,000 deaths.
Right. Now, the public is advised to continue adhering to the stipulated standard operating procedures to break the chain of COVID-19 transmissions. Now, failing to comply with the SOP will see a sharp increase in cases, straining the health system and risking its collapse. According to State Health Director Dr. Chin Zing-Hing, Sarawak is experiencing a drastic increase of positive cases that will eventually result in the declaration of Kuching as a red zone. He said in a statement on Saturday that many districts in the state will revert from green zones to yellow, orange and red zones if no intervention is done to curb the spread. Districts such as Sri Aman, Betong, Kapit and Lawas, which were previously free from COVID-19, is now facing the possibility of outbreaks. He stressed that the increasing cases of COVID-19 in Peninsula should be made an example to control our movement and prevent the spread of the virus. A majority COVID-19 patients are asymptomatic or show only mild symptoms. However, that should not be taken lightly. The latest cases showed a trend of spreading among vulnerable groups involving a 4-month-old infant up to an 86-year-old elderly. He stressed that the virus does not discriminate following the outbreak that was caused by a failure to adhere to social distancing and standard operating procedures. Now, the closure of the National Sports Council, or MSN, and the National Sports Complex was not a great decision following the detection of COVID-19 positive cases among athletes and sports officials. Now, MSN Director General Dato' Ahmad Shepawi Ismail says the closure will affect the performance of its athletes. The closure was made following discussions with and receiving advice from the Malaysian Ministry of Health. However, Shepawi said MSN will commit fully to following all stipulated standard operating procedures in the effort to curb the spread of the coronavirus. On Thursday, 5 officials tested positive for COVID-19 through screening tests, where previously 7 athletes and an official have tested positive during the recent training camp last Monday. Now, meanwhile, the Indonesian Navy has determined the coordinates of a Sriwijaya airplane that went missing after taking off from the capital Jakarta, and ships have been deployed to the location. Meanwhile, rescuers said suspected debris from flight SJ182 had been found in the sea of the city.
The Boeing 737-500 en route to Pontianak in West Kalimantan disappeared from radar screens after taking off just after 2:30 p.m. Indonesian Transport Minister Budi Karya told a news conference that 62 people had been on board, including 12 crew. Earlier, teams comprising 50 people had been dispatched to search the waters north of Jakarta after no radio beacon signal had been detected. Debris suspected to be from the plane had been found in the sea, but it had not been confirmed that it came from the missing flight. Online flight tracking service Flight Radar 24 said the flight SJ182 lost more than 10,000 feet of altitude in less than 1 minute, about 4 minutes after departure from Jakarta. Meanwhile, video images from the airport showed relatives of the passengers in tears as they awaited news of what had happened. Sriwijaya Air said in a statement it was gathering more detailed information regarding the flight before it could make a fuller statement.
Now, the Gabungan Rakyat Sabah OGRS on Saturday signed a memorandum of understanding to continue its cooperation among member parties. Now, the signing is aimed at rejecting any form of external interference that attempts to threaten the coalition. Signing the MOU was Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Haji Noor, who is also Sabah Perikatan Nasional Chairman, Deputy Chief Minister, and Sabah Barisan Nasional Chairman Datuk Seri Bong Mokhtar Radin, Sabah Progressive Party President Datuk Yong Tek Lee. Also signing were Parti Solidariti Tanah Airku Deputy President Datuk Elron Alfred Angin, Parti Bersatu Sabah Deputy President Datuk Seri Radin Maleh, Sabah PAS Secretary Dr. Ali Akbar Gulasan, Parti Bersatu Rakyat Sabah Deputy President Arthur Joseph Kuru, Sabah MIC Chairman Pierre Mohamad, and Sabah MCA Chairman Lu Yentung. All parties in this coalition agreed to ensure that this mandate is respected and must be continued to ensure the people's stability and well-being. Now, after 6 days of search and rescue operation, a body confirmed to be telecom employee Samsudin Beden, who went missing since January 3rd, was found by a villager at Pantai Kampong, Trombol, Telaga Air at around 6:30 a.m. on Saturday. The body of the 59-year-old deceased was found stranded on the beach by the villagers. According to Putrajaya Fire and Rescue Department Chief Azharul Sahari, the deceased went out of the house around 5 a.m. on January 3rd to send a boat from Santubong to Kampong Lundu. However, soon after, the status of the deceased was unknown. Attempts to contact him also came to no avail. A search and rescue operation was carried out by various agencies and local residents on the very same day after the deceased family lodged a report at around 9:30 p.m.
Mayat mangsa telah dijumpai oleh orang awam di Pantai Trombol pada jam 6.25 pagi, di mana jarak antara mayat mangsa dijumpai sekitar 30 ke 40 km dari pusat kawalan operasi bomba di jeti perikanan wilayah 1 Sarawak, dan mayat mangsa telah disahkan oleh pihak keluarga mangsa, dan mangsa seterusnya dibawa ke hospital untuk dibedah siasat.
The victim's body has been handed over to a hospital for further action while the search and rescue operation was ended. Now on to some local sports update, as season 2021 is expected to witness Sarawak United FC with a more powerful line in their Premier League championships after successfully recruiting experienced players in Malaysia's Super League. Its head coach E. Elevarasan said there will be a significant change in the team as compared to last season.
Among the players are Sandro Da Silva, Nosyahrul Idlan Talaha, Lee Chang-hun and Christy Jayasilan. However, Elavarasan reminded the squad to fight for the opportunities given to thrive in getting the spot in the squad. Tomorrow, Elavarasan will be assisted by former national coaches other than Selangor, Felda United FC and Kelantan FC, B. Satyanantan as technical director of Sarawak United. Elavarasan, who guided Sarawak United in the last season, managed to bring the team to the 10th rank in the Premier League.
And that wraps up TVS Nightline for tonight. As always, thank you for joining me tonight. Here with me, Shal Shamina, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.